All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we're back live. Had some quick technical difficulties over here. Looks like. I think, of course, I think you guys are also talking, and that they can't hear anything. They can only hear me since everything reset. So my apologies, everyone. All right,
Sorry,
casters, you're back.
we're just talking to ourselves. Hello, everyone. All planned. We had our technical difficulties during the loading portion of the stream, so you didn't miss any League of Legends action.
Perfect.
You think we'll see any kind of invades from them?
I'm expecting the. So I'm expecting. Come on, I can't remember which one's which. Bomber Bros, not Bomber Bros. I'm expecting FF15 to actually be stacking. I think them stackings would be so much stronger.
Yeah.
With the Alawi, with Lux, whereas the Blitzcrank team should be invading. Because they have Jin, they got the Blitz.
Yeah.
So I expect a 5v5, but there can always be the classic. They both invade the opposite side of the jungle. Looks like Bomber Bros is in fact invading top side, so they might see something here. But good.
Yeah. A lot of teams like to go top side, look for the side people generally are expecting it less. It looks like we'll get spotted at. Ooh, the flash.
Oh, the nice flash there by Lux. Dodging that Blitz hook, but that's a pretty important cooldown for Lux to be burning this early. Brand can have a little bit more space to walk forward, not get caught out in the move ganks, but still not the end of the world. Good flash, get some vision. Kind of sad to see FF15 not look for any vision on the blue side. So
Yeah, once they forced that flash, I would have thought they'd push in, at least drop that ward on the buff instead of the entrance, but at least got the summoner spell, so not a terrible start for them. Now they're poking in as the 2-man.
they get this bush. The only red side bot lane that can actually do that without getting punished. Very unique matchup here. I feel like nah. You'd be looking for a different AD carry here.
Hey, you were right. We're doing the fasting Senna with the Swain, as expected.
Yep.
Ooh, nice hook.
Nice hook there. Gonna be I don't know, cover Panda, but that Jin W just going wide. Weak. Is it Poco? Wheel Poco.
Wheel Poco, yeah.
Wheel Poco. What an ID there. Burning that heal from Senna. Just walking forward. Sad to miss that sniper shot to force the root, but regardless, great play. That's forcing the Amumu here to cover something just after one camp. So this could be Shaco, a good Shaco blue side invade here, but Amumu now walking into here. They haven't hit level 2 yet, so this should be disaster for Bomba Bros as too good for me. Lima? I'm gonna miss the hook on a smoothie there, but that's gonna be Filthy Birdman on the Swain, picking up that first blood for the side of FF15.
Yeah, really nicely done by Smoothie to cover that really great hook from Lima and kind of save his bot lane from a rough start to the laning phase.
Oh, and a quick little warning for Pyro. Nothing is ever working. The sound for the leak line is incredibly bad on stream. So good luck with that. But my voice sounds fine.
You only want to hear our beautiful
On my
voices
phone, it sounds fine too, so I do try to monitor if I hear it, but it's like...
Okay.
Oh, it's like popping in and out of being good and bad. Awesome. That's gonna be great.
We'll do what we can with it, but bear with us as it
Looks good now.
Hopefully it'll stay good.
We shall hope.
Top laner's pretty low, but Shaco is in the area once he gets pushed in.
Yeah, Bomba Delicious not want to lose too much HP. Trying to get that Garen passive to pop KB Jelly, keeping that off just in time. And Casual Plebs on the Shaco here doesn't want to tank any tower shots to get just absolutely blown up by the Alawi. So good to call it off there. They do find the Mumu on his Gromp. They are still abusing the topside invade and the Mumu gank. Both junglers kind of understated that they're just in a little bit of an awkward scenario.
Yeah. Nice invade. Casual got to steal away all those camps, and it wasn't seen, so all his blue side is up as well whenever he gets back. Still harassing the Amumu, though.
We gotta watch the top laners duke it out in the battle for the ages here, as KB Jelly's actually find that tentacle onto Bomba. Just one more auto, but he's gonna find it. The trade, though, by Bomba Delicious. Just taking that whole wave there from Bomba Delicious, actually pretty much lost him that fight there. Trading into that wave, getting caught by that Alawi tentacle. Just not exactly what you're looking for, but a good trade back there, keeping that wave, or keeping this lane just a little closer than it definitely should be.
Yeah, saving KB there, wave picking up the kill with him. And luckily for him, it crashed. Otherwise, it could have been a kind of bad lane state.
Oh, wait, Smoothie going in there onto Too Good for Lima. Going to get caught by that Blitz hook there and just going to fall to Evbot on the brand there. Little lost, it seems, a little lack of communication there, not understanding where everyone was on the map at the time. Vintage a little too to find that fight regardless, but still a great pickup from Bomba Bros there, and not going to lead into anything quite yet, but a little bit more map pressure in the meantime. Oh, he's the brand with red buff. He's actually
down. The Lux says they both have no mana.
They're both though. Brand able to push that Lux out of the lane and die here a couple creeps. A little bit of a fallout there. We can see in the top lane is Alawi now just has push because she decided she wanted push. So that's kind of what I see on this matchup, and I see the message from Malco. If you're in chat, Malco, you can swing by next game if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want to hop in for me next game, Malco, feel free.
That'd be sweet there, but a huge root in the meantime by Swain there. Wheel Polo, my bad, is going to be able to find the kill onto Senna. In the meantime, a nice flash forward in the grenade. They're going to be able to finish off the kill. Blitzcrank falling, of course, but still a great trade there. And the bot laners, the real bot laners of this game, getting fed.
The real bot laners.
Yeah, the real bot laners.
And now Smoothie coming in for another gank on that bot side.
Yeah, that repeat. Jin did burn his flash there, so Smoothie, good on him to find this gank, but Shaco was in here to cover in the bot lane. So nothing of the sorts going to happen. Good coverage by the jungler from Bomba Bros, and even stopping the regank.
And has that nice little jack in the box, so if he tries to walk up, gets feared for his trouble.
Yep.
And we see Casual Plebs sitting basically 20 CS up after that nice invade from the bot gank Smoothie did, so playing well on the other side of the map.
Alright, I have not looked at the shop. I'm gonna guess the name of the item. Is it Faded Ashes? Is that what it's called? What's the funny little urn called? I'm curious. That is the super duper OP strong jungle item. I'm being a little hyperbolic. That makes AP junglers just clear so much faster, and AD junglers cry. But Smoothie, they're gonna get caught up by Brand. It's Faded Ashes. I'm just good. I remember it from like 3 weeks ago or something when I read the patch notes once. But in that meantime, while we're having that little bit of diversion, the Grubs going in the favor of Bomba Bros there in this Blitzcrank here in top lane, trying to find KB Jelly. He does have the Alawi ult, going to get knocked up though to stop it for the meantime, so Too Good for Lima, just going to take a little bit of poke, but he doesn't really care.
It was smart of him to walk away once the soul got pulled out of him.
Oh, wait a minute. I looked away for 1 second and Vintage is dead in mid lane. Oh my.
Another good gank there from Casual. As KB now ults, getting some damage down on Garen, but able to walk away.
Yeah, not... More of a little bit of a all-in poke from KB, probably planning on just resetting and TPing there since he's so low on mana. Looks like he's going to do that, well, not TP, but walk back the lane. But that Shaco is kind of getting payback there from that week 2 performance that Casual Plebs had on that same Shaco. So he's playing super well and kind of living up to that name that it seems that he is the Shaco one trick, or at least a Shaco main.
Yep. He heard you call him out from the week 2 performance. He's like, I gotta pop off with Stone.
Hey, good to hear. As long as I see good League of Legends, I'm happy.
True.
The Critter saying, I'm surprised he went AP instead of AD. Yeah, I feel like AD Shaco is kind of pretty useless. In the meantime, the Blitzcrank finding a hook onto Covert Panda, and he's just gonna absolutely get deleted before the Jin's able to count to 4. Going back on my little Shaco, I don't like AD Shaco that much. I think AP is so much easier to play. Because you just drop the box or you throw a clone at them and they just get chunked. We get to see here as that brand just locks down Bentage, and Casual Plebs is just running down Bentage there. He just locked off his escape there. He's going to eventually get feared on the way out there, and that's Shaco picking up another kill onto this Lux. They're actually continuing to play. Wait a minute, Casual Plebs, they're going to use that clone from the Shaco ultimate there, trying to distract Covert Panda just a little bit longer, trying to find that fear and kill onto Mumu, but nothing. Wait, yeah. Oh, it's named Clone too. I didn't even notice that. I don't have to look at the colors.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate for Bentage. Just got caught out from Casual being in the jungle. And really nicely fought by them to get the kill and all get out safely. And
Yeah, he's been
shout out to
all
Good
over this map.
Flame, been hitting all those great hooks.
Yeah, he's been this jungle support duo from Bomber Bros has actually been playing super well, finding all these picks on the slightly more early game oriented team that they've drafted, and they're putting themselves in a great spot here. 10:30 in the game, and they are just over 2,000 gold up for all their troubles that they've had there, and that Lux and Senna are looking a little behind as well, and those are two kind of high damage sources that FF15 has drafted for themselves, so they got to find a way to kind of slow the bleeding, or they seems like they still have the tools to make a play for themselves, but they have to make a really, really quick play in order to do that.
Right. Yeah, right now FF15 is wanting to slow it down for basically everywhere but top, trying to get to a scaling for their comp.
Oh, that tentacle just going wide there. The hitbox did not favor you there, KB Jelly.
Yeah, but he's doing pretty well, has a slight CS lead, but as you mentioned, pretty even matchup. So, going the way KB wants it to go right now.
Yeah, finding that tentacle more the more levels he's getting into the sea, and the more AD he's going to get, because that's one tentacle right there, and that's a third of Garen's HP.
Right.
And with the level 5 on that ability, she's got really, really high uptime on that E. If she just wants to go for it, if she doesn't want to burn mana, she saves it here, but you can keep that poke up, and that's just a third of Garen's HP every time, but Garen's going to try and engage her and just try and trade back something. But actually, if we take a look at our map there, Mumu is getting pushed off the second set of grubs there as Bomberos is taking this entire topside river.
Yeah, they rotated well, have a 3-man there, whereas it's kind of a late rotation from FF15 trying to come contest. See if they get any of them.
Yeah, they just seem... FF15 just seems a little behind right now on everything. They look like they have their choices top that they want, but they're just a little late for everything there. But Smoothie, they're picking up the 6th grub there and going to actually take down Evbot in the meantime. That brand is so immobile, they're not able to flash in time. Casual Plebs, they're trying to mess around with Smoothie. The clone going to be able to eat that root. But he might just be over here as KP Jelly also has push going to get spotted out by the Empire's vision there, and not KP Jelly, Vantage picking up the kill on Casual Plebs in the meantime. Oh, they did grief with the clone.
Yeah, I was trying to be sneaky, but couldn't quite get away. Good Swain W to pick him up in that bush. But still got the 5 grubs for the side of Bomba Bros, so will be nice for them whenever they're hitting towers. And now they have 2 of the Blackfire torches coming out. 1 for Shaco, 1 for Bran.
Indeed. And they found that was kind of the play that they were looking for to get back into the game here, because we can see now 13 minutes in this game, they're back to just under, they just got 1k back there.
Or 1k,
So they're in a great spot from just one play on that map there. The Evbot shutdown and the Shaco shutdown, because I believe they both had shutdowns. Just huge, but Bombadilicious still struggling, and it's just getting worse for the Alawi versus Garen matchup.
Yeah, once Alawi gets that Frozen Gauntlet, it's really good for her because that W is such a short cooldown for the Empowered Auto, and it just constantly getting chunked for like 5% of your health, plus getting slowed. So, champion's kind of silly.
A little goofy, a little silly. KBJ even opting for the Frozen Gauntlet route, a little lower damage, for now at least. Be able to kit that up, but too good for Lehman. Just missing the hook there on Cover Panda. He's walking forward though, trying to find something.
Curses
trying
to those champions.
Curses to both the champions. I love that. I think the only reason this is actually... Oh, that Tentacle going wide there. That could be Bombadilicious' window to get a little bit more of an advantage, but just still losing it. Regardless, doesn't have an item to match up with the Alawi, but Lux there landing her bind onto Evbot. Doesn't have her ultimate there to one-shot him, but could do a lot more damage if she had a Casual Plebs, though, just playing around with his food inside Smoothie's jungle. 40 CS, so about 1.5 jungle clears up on the Samumu.
Yeah, he's been killing it on the farm game. And looking like they're setting up for this Dragon number 2 as well, trying to keep all the objectives for themselves.
Yeah, they use the Shaco to get all that vision and kind of knowledge there in the red side jungle. But in the meantime, KB Jelly's getting a little bit low for this Garen. That Garen not gonna quite finish off KB Jelly, trying to get a little lower.
Oh, no.
I can't see the HP bar because that soul's too fat. Bombadilicious just flashing out there at 1 HP. If he had items, he would have just killed KB Jelly there though. But that Alawi sustain's huge.
Here comes another drag fight.
Another fight there as the clone is getting sent into this team. They're going to poke it out. The Jin's going to open up the curtain, try and do a little bit more poke onto this FF15 line of Bombadilicious, recovering a little bit more HP. This is a two-pronged assault there. KB really going to miss that. Alawi Q not going to quite be able to sustain up as Bombadilicious there going to finish it off. And it looks like that fight was called off there in the bot lane. That Jin poke a little too much, Smile, to ward off the engagement. Filthy Birdman is actually getting absolutely blown up by this Jin. They're forced to flash. And that Blitzcrank hook going to be able to be found onto Covert Panda, trying to sustain through this. A good flash there by Wheel Poke. I don't like that. It's like that. Too bad. Good for Liam, though. Going to fall to this Ignite. Not quite. He's so close. Jin going to fall onto them, and the grenade bounce. Going to take out, and that's a double kill for Wheel Poco. God, I don't like that. I want to say weak. I want to say weak Polo every time. Every time I see that name. God.
Yeah,
don't want to take away from the
crazy.
great play there, though. Yeah, that was
like,
a huge play.
It's all Bombas. No, now it's all FF. No, now it's all Bombas. When the Garen got that kill in that extended fight with the Alawi, I just noticed he had Phase Rush instead of Conquerors. Phase Rush is nice for running down the carries, so we'll see if he's able to do that later. I think for lane, if he had Conquerors, he'd have a little more prio in their straight up fights, but clearly he's making it work with the two.
He would have handedly won the first one, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I like probably 30-40 HP instead. But regardless, I do like the Phase Rush better because he's got to get on top of a... He's got to be able to stay on top of a Swain, get on top of a Senna, get on top of a Lux. So not a bad idea. Cover Panda, though, getting spotted in the mid lane, trying to get some souls. KB Jelly trading as well on top lane. Both these teams not really slowing down to fight. Just because Phase Rush to dodge the noodles better. Yeah, you wish. He's eating all them noodles. A little hungry. As he's just losing half his HP casually to Alawi on the short trades. Alpha Bros, though, claiming this Rift Herald, the topside jungle. They're really good at taking the space, but not so good at necessarily holding it after everything happens. No one's really zoning properly. No boxes are up. Looks like boxes are up right now to be able to hold the space, but that was lacking in the last Grubs push. And Smoothie knows that they're there, so he can't do anything. Gonna try a Miracle Steal, though? I wouldn't recommend this big guy.
Chase
Oh, what's up, Malco?
Hello, Malco.
You can talk, big guy. It's fine. Or you're muted if you don't know. But that Lux ult, they're going to be found onto everyone. As KB Jelly, they're going to get taken down in the meantime. Delicious, they're claiming the Amumu. This is slowly kind of just teetering back and forth between these two teams. Their bench is getting walked down by the Jin. The 4-shot not going to be quite enough to lock them down. But in the meantime, Covert Panda in the backline, or what was left of the backline of FF15, just getting destroyed by Bomba Delicious and Wheel Poco there as a 4-for-2 in favor of Bomba Rose.
Yep, Bomba Delicious showing off why the phase rush is good, able to get on top of Senna, and then there's no escape for Covert Panda. One thing I do like, if you do the phase rush, instead of rushing Triforce, if you go for the Stride Breaker, it makes it really easy to proc phase rush whenever you want to, because you just Q E and do the Tiamat proc, and then you get phase rush. You don't have to worry about getting that extra auto in there for the speed. But going the more standard build now, where you rush the Triforce, then you go for a Phantom Dancer. Ever since they changed it a little bit, made it really strong.
Is this on Garen you're speaking of?
Yeah, on Garen.
Okay. I was like, wait a second, what's going on here?
What up, Malco?
Not much. It's actually very interesting to see. Trying to get on this dive on the KB Jelly is shut down right on him from KB Jelly. Nicely done, but Casual Pleb there to clean up the kill onto the Alawi immediately in that top side.
Lighting them down, but still got the solo kill onto Garen until the enemy jungler had to rudely show up. I don't know, 10 champs need curse. Item is pretty strong right now.
Ooh. Wait,
Real
4.
quick, like analyzing
Goddamn.
everything on screen at the moment, and I'm just seeing both teams looking pretty like they're obviously playing to win playoffs, as you can see, but I'm actually kind of surprised to see from both sides either way that they're actually not out of this game completely. It just seems like, what, has this just been a back and forth this whole time? I kind of just like jumped in.
Bomba Rose has been generally winning these team fights they do have the mid-game fight there.
Big
One
right
second.
onto
Oh
him,
my
advantage!
god.
Gonna be able to take out Casual Plant, the clone meaning nothing. Senna gonna be able to come out, but now we open the curtain too, as that's gonna be Wheel Poco able to take out the Lux in the middle of all that. HYG Smoothie gonna be able to barely walk away. Bomba Delicious able to take out the Senna on the top side, and this Drake is gonna be going over to the red team.
Yes, sir. Now we got that energy.
No,
Yeah,
what do you
Katie trying to
mean?
poke
What do you
him.
mean? Halfling had the energy before I even came in here. I was
Trying.
listening to that.
Try it a bit.
Ooh.
It's
He gets
been
in
a
the
hot
middle
minute.
of it.
Whoa, my.
Poco's just gonna end up taking out HYG Smoothie. Actually, this is a very big surprise. I wasn't expecting to see Smoothie in the jungle. That's what I was trying to like process. I'm like, wait, this seems a little weird for FF15. So I'm guessing there was some couple role swaps.
Yeah, they swapped around. They have Filthy Birdman subbing because Salt is still in the process of moving. So put KB top and Smoothie in the jungle for this game at least, and probably the whole series.
Okay, well, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's working out terribly at the moment. They're just, I think they just need to get their footing. I don't know how much practice this team has had with that. But Bomb Delicious now being ganged up on by KB Jelly and Bentage to a little bit of damage. It's gonna be too much, and Bentage able to take that kill onto Bomba Delicious with the help of his top laner. Nicely done.
Delicious trying to get that execute onto Lux, but couldn't quite get his ult off. If he had, he might have picked up that 1-for-1.
I gotta remember that he can actually execute at the he executes on the ult there sometimes. I always forget about that.
Yeah. Big part of his kit. Jelly too delicious. True. Probably gonna take this tower and then.
Ebbot actually
my
doing
God, the
an amount of damage there
Oh,
onto an Alawi. Jeez, this is just a brand, and it's just gonna be just
Yeah, but-
enough as Ebbot's able to take out KB Jelly in the solo dolo on that top side with a little help from the turret.
That is
Oh.
triple dots brand.
Yeah, Brand with all his burns, and then Shaco has the double burn now. This game is full of too many burns now.
You can see the burn starting up there. Faded Ashes picked up by Amumu finally. I was a little late to help the jungle clear, so more damage source that Smoothie's trying to get some help from, and the Filthy Birdman picking up on Swain. I don't like this item on really anyone but AP junglers and Brand, but if anyone's got any other insight as to why my support Swain doesn't have Zanya's first, you can let me know.
Maybe because we're doing the fasting Senna, but
I guess.
I don't know for sure.
Then I feel like you go Rylai's because then they can't get to the ult. I don't know, but first the
I feel like
Blitzcrank.
Rallies is important. Ooh, a TP coming in from KB.
Righty and KB right in the middle of everyone. Gonna be able to use the center
Just
open
get
Cobra Panda. Gonna be able to
blown
try to save him, but he's just getting blown up in the middle. This is what we never see from Malawi. Is F5 able to take that kill onto KB Jelly. And we got even more. Bomba Delicious is able to take out Cobra Panda in the back line. And it's just gonna be the trials of FF15 trying to chase down more, but we open up the curtain. And we're gonna miss out 1, 2. Not gonna be able to get a Smoothie, but we're gonna try to get the 4th shot onto someone. Casual Plebs able to take out HLG Smoothie on the back line as the rest of the team of Bomber Bros is able to survive. But only 2 members are still alive for the side of FF15, and that's gonna be a nice little blow up, trying to catch him, and Casual Plebs able to take him out. He takes out Benches off on that top side, or in that middle side there, and it's just gonna be chasing down 50 Birdman a little bit more. It's only a support Swain, not a laner Swain, so it's just gonna be so much damage coming out onto him, but able to barely escape in that fight. I believe it was a 4-0 in the favor of Bomber Bros. They are going damn strong right now.
Yeah, they got so many people so low on the side of FF15, but they couldn't get anyone killed.
Thank
Really
you for the
unfortunate
correction,
fight for
Curtis.
them.
I gotta remember, this is actually technically a lane Swain because it's fasting Senna, so it's like, oh wait a second, this you gotta remember the swap. I gotta remember that this was like a thing for the last like 4 years of like a fasting lane, I feel like.
I think
you
Rylai's
have to
also could have
accept
been
it.
a big help there too for the Swain, because they would have just been slowing all of Bomber Bros with that AoE.
Yeah, they'd have been stuck in his ult for so long there. They got taken so low by that Swain ult, trying to finish up everyone there. From the Lux poke and the Alawi all in, but that Alawi's got no MR, so she's just gonna get deleted by the Brand Shaco for now.
There we go, Shaco, Bomba Delicious, and Too Good for Lima all down here. And unfortunately, Bomba Delicious is going to be able to take that kill out the KB Jelly. This is unfortunate to see from Malawi, especially when usually this champion tends to be a major force onto people. Hold on, Casual Plebs caught between 2 different members. His Vintage and them are able to catch up. He's going to have to try to go over the wall. The hook going over, bringing over Cobra Panda, but that might have been a mistake as Too Good for Lima is going to end up losing her life. But so would Cobra Panda to Wheel Poco as he goes unstoppable.
Split push Brand going on top lane.
Oh, hold on. Bentage able to get that little bit of a snare on the Bomb Delicious, able to save his own life, caught in the middle of his own recall.
The curtain call also opened by Jin there while we were kind of looking at top lane there. The Brand smacking down at turret. Smoothie though, finding Delicious.
Yes, and it's gonna be the laser taking him out right there. Nicely done from Bentage. Get a little bit more gold into his pocket.
Bomber Bros looking at the Dragon Soul though. Hex Tech is pretty big.
But Smoothie's here and he's ready for it. He's gonna try it. Come on,
No flash,
man.
the one-way
Smoothie
ticket.
The savior. Smoothie's gonna be able to do it. 3, 2, 1. No! Unfortunately, barely made it. I think it said 38 health right there. Literally almost had it. That was absolutely insane. But it's gonna end up still going over to Bomber Bros either way. And unfortunately, Smoothie's gonna end up losing his life.
Yeah, it's been trying for those steals, but it's been unlucky with them. Now they're looking at the Baron.
I think this is their Baron to take. No jungler to help contest this. They might be able to get... I mean, I think FF15 can get a pretty good fight here if they try to walk up to the Baron, but I'm not going to hold my breath too much, especially
They've got no melee champion against Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
It's very scary there. That's
pulled
why.
Pulled up, and boom! Getting exploded. Cobra Panda going to end up losing his life right under the Baron there. Too Good for Lima is able to take that kill, and Bentage going to attempt to go ahead and try to take a kill back. As we see, Too Good for Lima going to have to end up leaving, but Red Team still able to secure the Baron on all 5 members of their team, able to get what they wanted, and able to walk away. Except I don't think Casual Plus wants to allow the Lux to walk away in any capacity, but caught in between as Filthy Birdman might be able to actually take it in life, knowing where the clone is, but not going to be enough as the clone ends up being able to scare him off, but the W able to take it right there. Filthy Birdman taking that kill on the Casual Plebs.
Hopefully there. I see our production man's calling out the GG next after the soul got taken.
Oh, man. And there we go, Will Poco going godlike as he ends up taking a double kill now. As he opens the curtains, able to take out Lux, trying to see if he can find Smoothie. But now instead of Smoothie being taken out by the Will
root.
Poco, it's gonna be FBot trying to do as much damage. This brand looking damn good, going on a killing spree as he ends up taking out HYG Smoothie there. And we got the actually Alawi being using the ult down in the bot side. As we see now, it's going to be FF15 getting pushed into their base as Bomber Bros is making their steed into this base, trying to take these towers and end this game.
Yep, good job by Delicious, just forcing the ult, walking away. So lost a little bit of health, but nothing too bad. You can sit back and let your passives heal you up as Garen. And the rest of the team's looking at hitting the Nexus turrets, but looking like they're gonna reset.
I don't think they really want to run the risk. You got half health, too good for Lima. I mean, they still could potentially fight, but it's mostly just your squishies and a blitzcrank. You may find one good kill out of all that, but if they get a good gang up on you, it would not look well. So I think it was smart for them just to back off there, even though they are looking significantly stronger as they sit 12k up in this game.
Yep, definitely a strong game one here from Bombers as they're looking to try to close it out. Keeping Garen in that bot lane, we'll see where the rest of them go. But next objective isn't really up till Elder in 3 minutes.
So right now we're gonna be just kind of playing what's it called, the twiddle thumb time. It's just the dead time that we just have now. We're just kind of like, okay, we're just waiting to see if like we get a really good pick in this, or you know they just kind of stall until basically the dragon, and then we just basically have to just watch Brand get a really good ult and just double burn down to death until Will Poco just mystically just collects everybody in the background. That's what it's looking like that we're seeing. That's gonna end up happening here at the moment. But we do have, well, it's looking like Bomber Bros is slowly eking their way up in this bot side. They want to be able to take this bot tower, but I'm liking the fact that FF15 is here to actually be able to respond with the tower getting taken down by these baroned up minions, and that's going to be the blue turret getting destroyed now as the curtains open up. That's one shot right on the benches, two shot on the benches, being able to block it off as the center ult is able to shield, pulling in a Lowy. Fourth shot's able to land on Filthy Birdman, but it's not going to be enough as the laser goes through, only able to bring them down to half health for the two squishies of the team. Has Brand able to use his ultimate, going in, Filthy Birdman looking pretty good to get the big ultimate in the middle of their team, but it's not going to be enough as Will Poco is still able to walk away alive, as well as FBot. That's more of these members now pushing in as Garen was just taking the Nexus turrets in the background the entire time, taking a book out of the Hailstrom book, or taking a lesson out of the Hailstrom book, and that's going to be the first game going over to Bomber Bros.
Yeah, really well played game one for Bomber Bros. Nice and clean for them, and always fun to see when teams fighting and the top laner says, I'm just gonna end the game. But we'll have to see what FF15 want to change up as they go into the next draft. I'm assuming they're not going to want to see that Shaco. Was definitely a thorn in their side. Always just changes how you have to play the game whenever you play into that champ. And then Brand with just the triple burn is ridiculous right now. So we'll see if they want to pick that up or if they want to ban it away. And we'll play the Wheel Poco, only dying once with that 22 KDA in game one.
I literally joined in as I believe Will Poco was just going on a rampage, and it literally just went. He just like, I'm going, brrr, and then everybody just died. But I'm really looking at that Brand damage. That was absolutely insane. I wouldn't be surprised if the Brand gets banned this next game, especially if you're going to be playing things like the Swain, like the Amumu that kind of want to be in the middle of everybody, and it just makes it significantly easier for your team to be able to bounce that Brand ulti amongst everyone. Like, you literally had an Alawi, an Amumu, and a Swain. All three of those can bounce that and take a shit ton of damage from the Brand with all the extra damage from the burns that he was doing with Leandri's and Blackfire Torch.
Right. Oh yeah, just well played to them for game one. I think we're gonna do a quick break as we wait for game number 2 to get set up. So we'll catch you back in a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.
The nightmare of eternity. Much is right before your eyes as the ground begins to shake. Ravens fly amongst the sky. Battles of great divine. Torn hearts of fear and cries. Let the rage of war ignite. We were born to rise. We're gonna rain on your shit. Annihilate your villages. We're gonna rain on your shit. Plunder all for the hell of it. We're gonna rain on your shit. Annihilate your villages. We're gonna rain on your shit. Plunder all for the hell of it. We are Vikings. We are stand to fight. You're going down tonight. Berserker spirit of war. We are Vikings. We are Vikings. We are Vikings. Man of honor, man of war. Tales be told forevermore. Bloody axes, bloody fields. Fight with honor, clash of shields. Roaring mountains from afar. Fearless soldiers fight with heart. Haunting lands of man and steel. Victorious reign. We're gonna rain on your shit. Annihilate your villages. We're gonna rain on your shit. Plunder all for the hell of it. We're gonna rain on your shit. Annihilate your villages. We're gonna rain on your shit. Plunder all for the hell of it. We are Vikings. We are stand to fight. You're going down tonight. Berserker spirit of war. We are Vikings. We are stand to fight. You're going down tonight. Berserker spirit of war. We are Vikings. We are Vikings. We are Vikings. We are Vikings. We are Vikings.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Teams are still getting lined up, but we're gonna bring you the draft very soon. Casters, what did you guys think about game number one, and what do you want to see from these games in the second matchup?
My personal opinion is what I said at the end of game one is ban the brand. Do not allow for them to, how do I put it? Do not allow for them to be able to have such a good like team fight like that. That last composition seemed like it was just really conducive for being able to counter engage. Especially like once you see everybody go in on one target, it's like okay, Brand can then ult. Then you have the opening of the curtain from Jin, and then it's just the rest of everything just kind of follows suit. So, and I just found it really funny because it's like if someone goes in, well, they have Blitzcrank there to just literally pick off one person out of the fight entirely. So even if you did have that, you still had somebody who was complete. Like it was just easy to separate their team. It felt like even in team fights and on the map. So if they're really gonna do something well, I think they either need to bring a more conducive team fight that can help them in those battles against like Dragon and Baron, and or they just kind of have to just ban that but or just ban brand in general and just go with the same comp again because I don't think the comp that they had necessarily was bad per se. I just think that Bomba Bros was better at countering the draft that came out of from FF15.
Yeah, for sure. If they go for the Senna Swain or a lane like that again, maybe try the Rylai's first or the Landry's or Zonia's first for the Swain. Maybe a little bit of the because they got a lot of fights where they were really close to getting some kills and they would have had a big swing in their favor. So maybe a little bit of changing up of the itemization could have helped.
That was that was another thing too. Like that's the as LS likes to say, losing to shopkeeper. But I don't think it was necessarily Filthy Birdman's fault. I
No,
think
no,
it's
no.
just more of like when you're being given the farm, you're like, okay, am I gonna go utility or damage first? And it just seemed like in that moment, maybe they were like, we need more damage in this time. And especially when you start to lose, it feels as if like if we don't ramp up how much damage we're doing, we're never gonna be able to get back into this game. So the Rylai's seemed like it was just something that was on the back burner in their mind because it was like, let's try to let's get these damage numbers up. Like these are these rookie numbers. Let's get these numbers up. And I think that's what was kind of like going through their head at that moment. And so if anything, it might have just been, hey, like if anything, maybe going the Swain again, and this time just switching to Rylai's first and going more towards that utility build first before getting more of the damage might actually help the team. So we can see if they decide to go with the Swain once more.
Yeah, for sure. And also like, despite that, still them being down so much, even in like the late team fights, they were still able to chunk them out a fair amount. So I don't think they have to change up everything, but they just gotta see what they want to do. As here we jump back into the draft, and we got FF15 ban away that Jinx. Bumberos took out Morg and Poppy once again.
I do like seeing that. Okay, so it looks like they ended up switching sides. Yes, they did because Bomb Bros was on red last game. So we're seeing quite a few. Like already, one major change is that FF15 is looking to get that counter pick. So I'm not sure if it's a counter pick for the top side for KB or if it's looking like they're just trying to see what they can pull from Bomber Bros and see if they could just counter the overall draft from them. So real quick, just a recall, we do see on Bomber Bros side that they banned the Morgana, the Poppy, the Misfortune, and then from FF15, as they continue to pick their finalized band of round one, it's going to be the Jinx, the Brand, and then a green one with the Zac being banned. And immediately Bomber Bros picking up a very successful support from them last game and going with the Blitzcrank once more.
Yeah, liking the brand ban away. Just did so much, and then Blitzcrank it worked game one, so I don't mind Bomber Bros going back to that same well. And FF15 looking at the Nocturne, so looking for hard farming to 6 and then getting a lot of ganks with that Nocturne Galio combo. Really like that. It's a great engage where both of them can jump in together.
So my only worry here for FF15 is I like this combination. I just don't want themselves to get too trapped into one particular composition, like it like or like one particular like condition for their fights to work. If they get trapped themselves in one condition of, hey, we need Nocturne to go in and Galio to get this big ult in the middle of everything, that could potentially be bad for the side of FF15. So I'm hoping that they're going to be able to give themselves a little bit more additional to this comp other than the condition of Galio Nocturnal.
Yeah, for sure. And then the shake up pickup, casual plebs said it worked in game one. You give it to me again, I'm gonna play it.
Isn't this like a normal thing for casual plebs to play as like Shaco and I forgot the other one, but
It wouldn't
Uh,
happen to be Zach, would it?
yeah, he
I
likes
think
Zac a
so.
lot.
I
He'll
think
play
Zach thought.
Scion jungle a fair amount. He has a couple off the wall picks, and then the Tristana picked up. Could be mid, could be ADC. We'll see where they want to put it.
Tristana I've seen has been a pretty good AD carry since the lethal temple removal. It looks like it's right now it's like a lot of I think Lucian, Jin, Tristana, a lot of these different champions. And oh, actually that's a really interesting one to be seeing the Ezreal coming back, has been recently coming back too. And that one's another one that you can kind of build multiple different ways. I've even seen the poke lethality Ezreal slowly coming back. So that'll actually be pretty interesting to see where this one's going for FF15 for Covert Panda.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's still kind of fight independent, but once he gets to that late game, chunks people out with those Qs. So we're hoping they'll get there. As we see the Mord banned away by FF15, Camille taken out by Bomba Bros.
I don't blame them for taking that out at all. In the slightest. I'm sorry, like Camille is just absolutely oppressive as hell.
You also
And
have Camille Gallio
yep.
Nocturne
Yeah, that'd
as
be a
just a
sick combo.
nuts fucking max range engage. But it wouldn't really make too much sense with Ezreal. Ezreal would be very out of place there. This champion generally has fallen out of meta until recently, where just all the item reworks are kind of given
And
him
then
back
Renekton taken down and
as well.
banned away
Just
that Jin that they didn't want to see from last game, just in
I
case it's a Triss mid.
Yep.
F15's kind of getting pressured into having to play what I like to call a hard Galio comp, where you don't
Yep.
have like 2-3 seconds of lockdown for the Galio ult. You have like 1. So they're going to be moving inside of it.
I would have
Um,
loved to have seen a Nautilus here instead of the Rakan for FF15, just
oh
for the
yeah,
fact that it would have been a lot more lockdown CC. Even a Leona would have possibly been a little bit more lockdown CC than the Rakan. So I would have actually liked to see that. Or you could have went with like something like a Seraphine for a little bit more damage with lockdown, because she does have a pretty. Once you get the Rylai's, it's actually pretty easy to land some of her skills.
or
Um,
the unspoken obvious one being Karma.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And
your Ezreal Karma into Blitz Tristan is a really strong lane, but
oh, it
Lucian
is.
getting picked up.
So it is the Trist mid, and going back to the Garen for Bomba Delicious, he said, "I'm feeling it. Let's see what he wants to counter me with." That Camille ban makes a lot more sense, knowing he wanted to blind the Garen.
I'm concerned about the bot lane for the side of FF15 because of if there's anything I know about Rakan, it's generally he's very telegraphed in his movements. So it's fairly easy to see, like, when he uses his W, like, don't be surprised if like he just immediately gets pulled in and then chunked down by the Blitzcrank and the Lucian. But we do see, which is a very interesting pick being picked here. I guess that's going to the top side is going to be Skarner. I actually really like that one.
Yep, top lane Skarner. I haven't recently played Garen and Skarner, but I think it's an alright one for both sides. Not really highly favored either way. But just a lot of CC and a lot of engaged on the side of FF15. So we're hoping Covered Panda will get big on their side, because he's their main carry, and then Bomba Bros just hoping Trist or Lucian will pop off for him.
That's what I'm concerned about. Where is the damage coming out from on the side of FF15? Because if Nocturne can't stick on to somebody, if Skarner can't help people to stick on, it's going to be dependent, literally, like you said, on the Ezreal at this point to really be able to carry them out. And so, like, unless the Galio is going more towards the AP route and allowing Skarner to take on the tanking role, it's gonna be very honestly. Don't be surprised if this mid game becomes extremely difficult for FF15 and Bomber Bros just start to roll straight through there because they just have the outright more damage just from the beginning.
The immediate 5.4k point drop from Too Good for Lima. Believing in his team. Actually, no, that's the other team. might have voted on the wrong side. Maybe he just doesn't think they're gonna win this one. He wants that third game.
He's hedging benefits either way, hedging the bets.
Either we
Either
win
he
or I win.
exactly.
I like it. I like it. But the gambles are up. Get your fixes in. This is the place to gamble where you don't lose anything overly important.
If you got your points, go ahead and
Uh-oh.
start gambling them. And if you got your
Lima,
subs, don't
What
forget
team
to
says, "Oh
guarantee
shit"?
yourself 30
did
days of
you
love through
did
a
you
Valhalla
click the wrong
Esports.
team?
Can we refund him his points? Is that possible?
No,
We cannot.
Negative.
they are gone into the ether,
Delicious betting
hunted.
15k. My goodness. All right.
Well, I'm gonna hedge my bets on Bomberos here
Yes.
because the odds are
Yeah,
just too good right now.
too damn
All
good.
104 that I won last game.
I'll hedge it with my 3k bet.
Oh
I'll
no,
put a
it's not a
little. I'll put
hedge
a little
anymore.
something in there. I'll put a little something in there.
Oh, it's still 8k to 21k. Pretty good hedge.
People got the faith in FF15. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think what we're seeing here is people who have some serious faith in a team right
Can
now
I take
that
it
is
back?
looking down the barrel of a gun.
The only way you
Um,
can take it back, Lima, is if you run
throw
it
the
down
game.
for your team.
Yeah, you run it down for your channel points is sadly the only way you can get those channel points back.
Guys, I'm lagging. I swear. I need my points.
What's more important, winning this game or the gambling?
True,
Just sitting
actually.
there scratching his neck. I need my points, man.
You got any more of them channel points?
I gotta get my points. Hey, I respect it.
All right, so if he gives up first blood, I'm calling match fixing.
We're gonna see no hooks like game number 1. Because he's like, nah, I can't land these. I need my points, boys.
Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
sorry guys. I just barely missed him. I feel like it's more impressive to like on purpose miss hooks. I'm
You
being
gotta
honest.
make it look like you're trying, but go right next to him.
Right, you just whiff the hook, like just enough where it doesn't like magnetize to him. had to just ever so barely miss, and it's like, oh, this Blitzcrank keeps missing hooks. Next thing you know, 5 minutes later, all of a sudden the Blitzcrank turns into Mad Life and is just sitting there landing every single hook out of vision, over the wall, over
Well,
Dragon Pit, and you're just like, what is going on?
no, the big brain play is late game. You start hooking the Skarner or the Galio if they're tanking enough into your team, so you just give them the free engage.
Just pulled him in, now the Galio just immediately goes in the middle
Yeah,
of your
you pull in Skarner so he can ult your team, while Galio ults the Skarner, so then you get the double whammy.
See, this is that's why I was like, I'm kind of concerned about like what's going on with FF15's comp, because if they're like you what you said right there makes a lot of sense, because if they pull someone in, like Galio can just immediately just ult onto that person.
Right.
But what happens if you're on a team where they're kind of needing to get that engage off first? Like Galio needs to go in, Rakan needs to go in, Nacho needs to go in, Skarner needs to go in. Someone needs to engage. So it's already kind of like expecting that more than likely this comp is going to be more trying to find picks than it is going to be trying to actually get fights. And if that's the case, they're picking off one person. More than likely, they're blowing 2 or 3 ults on one person just because they're trying to get that pick. So we gotta really hope that they can tighten that part of the composition up. Even if Too Good for Lima gives you a good pull and you're able to get an ult off, how much like there's a couple different, there's 3 people who literally can escape. You gotta blink a jump and a dash on 3 different people here. Like and one of them can make a clone of himself, so then it's basically a 6v5. It just, there's a lot of things that are going to be going up against FF15, and it sucks because most teams coming off of a loss from a previous game, it does tend to affect the mental. So but FF15, especially someone like Bentage, has been very good. I've noticed with keeping themselves in games even when they're looking down, like they're literally in their backs to the wall. So we're gonna see if FF15 can really take this to the game 3. Which I actually have the faith that they might be able to, but I obviously still bet Bomber Bros because I just like the composition better.
For sure. You guys think we'll see another invade since we got that blitz again?
Oh, for sure. I think they're
Are you
gonna pretty much copy it from last game, just running through the top side, trying to blow some flash, or even get like Galio. If Galio starts E into Tristana, it's so just over for the first 3 waves, 4 waves,
Right.
and that's all really Tristana needs to start running away with the series or with the game. So I feel like they should just do it anyway and just stack. But I'm also expecting FF15 to stack for it again. You know, I hoped they did last game. Now this game, I really hope they do because they have a lot of CC. If that Galio lands a max range taunt, if Rakan lands a good knockup, Ezreal has so much damage early game that I feel like FF15 very much has a chance to win like the all out level 1 brawl.
My vote is probably gonna be on FF15 to potentially win like a level 1 brawl. Actually, yeah, you're right. I would actually give it to FF15 to be able to do it, especially when you have there's like again quite a bit of CC that can be used when you get the Justice Punch, the Rakan W into like, I'm not sure if Skarner can get immediate CC off level 1. I'm not. I think, doesn't he have like
I
a,
think it has a slow.
yeah, he has like some type of slow. I'm not sure if it's W. Someone can correct me in chat. But anyways, because of the fact that we do have that, it kind of makes a lot of sense that we're gonna end up seeing. I gotta switch my screens. Wow, I don't know why that just blacked out on me. But I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting a level 1 win directly from FF15. But we can't say that a level 1 win is always conducive to the game being given up to that one team. First Blood it's a very weird stat because like I think most teams when they do get First Blood, they tend to win the game overall. But it's just a little weird one. I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up giving up First Blood on the side of Bomber Bros, but end up getting the rest of the game given to them. And we do see that instead, Casual Pleb's a little late to the to running off into the jungle, but we do see a 4-man stack right here. But they don't
the
know
ward,
is that
though.
they don't know that the ward is there. So the rest of the team already had the information to know that there's a 4 stack in this Tribush, so they don't want to attempt to stack up. Oh, Ezreal, knowing that he's right there, gonna try to walk up. Let's see if he can get the hook on one of them. Just needs one. Come on, come on. Oh,
Oh,
so
just
close.
barely.
Just knew the ranges. Good job. Just keep walking away, not blow your flash or anything. And I like that KB poked in, got that ward down in the enemy jungle since they went for the invade, so we'll have good vision for them. Doesn't look like Bomber Bros actually dropped a ward again on the buff, but I think they have a pretty good idea. Nocturne starting there.
I think that's a pretty good assumption to make. You don't, if you saw that both your bot laners are down there, more than likely they're going to be sitting there trying to help the jungler, but more than likely also Nocturne, I feel in general wants to start blue first. Just overall works better for him.
And ideally for Smoothie this time, we'll get to clear his whole jungle. Oh, another
Immediate level 1 pull, already getting some damage off on the Covert Panda. Nice.
Not
He's
quite
just-
as bad a chunk as game 1.
Sending it. Yeah, not quite bad as a chug as game 1, but still not ideal if your Ezreal ranged lane that you're meant to have poke on is just getting walked up on by a Blitzcrank here, just lighting every hook.
Pulled in. I love seeing this because they're trying to force that level 2 for the Blitzcrank first, and if you got a Blitz Lucian that can just pull in before Ezreal's able to get level 2, and get the E to be able to save him, that honestly would be a great little like acceleration for this bot lane, especially when you want to try to get a Lucian up ahead.
Like Casual was trying to look in for a potential gank, maybe look if the jungle's up, but now popping in that mid lane.
Ooh, okay. Bomb Delicious getting a little bit of damage on there. Wow, I'm actually very surprised to see that early game damage from Skarner. So I honestly, I was wrong. Okay, never mind. Skarner actually had some decent damage in the beginning game.
He's scary
He's got
early. That
maxing
chippy's got so much
damage.
poke. Yeah, he's got so much poke with the rock.
Got the jungle fight going on.
Smoothie.
He, in fact,
look
does
at
know what the
him
rock is
there.
cooking.
Casual plebs thought that he was going to be able to sneak off, but real quick, Evbot looking for him. First blood, is he going to be able to go to him? No, and instead is going to go over to Evbot as Ventus comes to try to attempt to save his jungler, but instead it's going to be Casual plebs getting the double kill. I thought the first blood ended up going to the Tristana, but no, I was wrong. Filthy Birdman now engaging, getting ignited onto Will Poco, trying to go ahead and get onto him, but he can't. Flashes in both of them. Filthy Birdman going to be able to get away. But the exhaust able to stop the Lucian from pushing forward and getting the extra damage down, as we're gonna see. Taunt Justice, he didn't actually go for the Justice Punch there. Ventage instead gonna opt to not go for the kill. I think he actually could have potentially gotten Evbot there.
He burned E to get closer.
Okay, I didn't
He
see
Justice
that for a
Punch to
moment.
get close, gets the max range on the taunt, and goes for the little short trade pattern. That's the Galio trade.
You gotta love the
doesn't
directed camera not showing it.
Work. Oh no, it showed it.
I didn't see the W go off. That was the Justice Punch go off. That's why I was like confused as to why he didn't use it. So I was like, oh, where's the Justice Punch? He could have went in there. But I'm glad that, like, see, this is why, guys, we have other casters on here. I can't catch all of that, man.
You see Evbot TPing back to the mid lane since he was low, picked up a pickaxe for himself.
That's a little. I actually, you know, that's something I really do like is even for like 80 carries, especially 80 carries nowadays, a lot of your builds are made out of long swords. Sometimes going back a little bit earlier to get like a long sword to help with. I'm personally a lower level 80 carry, so I like to sometimes go back for a long sword early because it helps with the CSing because you have that little bit of extra damage. So that's actually not a bad idea to be able to immediately grab an early pickaxe and come back because now you have that little bit of extra damage to poke with as well as farming. So you can actually look at that farm lead already, double the farm on the side of the Tristana against the Galio. So that can actually start to be a pretty big detriment too. As we see, pulled in with nice buffer.
Yeah, generally what this Tristana mid likes to do is you get that farm advantage and then you take the push advantage you're going to have as an ADC into pretty much every champion. And you turn it into like mid jungle roams and plays here, but there's that Justice Punch catching out Evbot. Oh,
but this time gonna be able to get a bit of damage onto Ventage there. Not gonna be enough to obviously kill, but hold on. Too good for Lima. Pulls in Filthy Birdman instead, but they immediately go in. And Filthy Birdman gonna be able to take out Too Good for Lima there, but Will Poco gonna be able to return the kill, having the flash and dash to be able to get away from Covert Panda, who has a lot more help with Casual Plebs now, walking down the lane. Instead, gonna turn around as he knows there's vision there. And Covert Panda, though, sticking around here. Gonna be pretty interesting if he decides to. Well, actually, I don't think Shaco could really do too much to him. So yeah, good work to just walk away. But that kill did end up going to Filthy Birdman. versus it going to Covert Panda. So I think this is an overall win for the side of Bomba Bros. Oh, hold on. FBot now actually getting a little bit too happy with the engage.
Tristol.
Gonna be enough as FBot ends up taking him in the solo dolo in the mid side, but now Casual Plebs seeing a lot of damage dropped onto him, and he's not, I don't think he has the Q. He might not be able to get away. Smoothie here. Gonna pull him in. Too good for Lima, saving his jungler. Nicely done.
Ezreal tried to greed flash there to get out of that Blitzcrank auto, but Blitz E is notorious for being such a weird time that you always land it after the flash. So not ideal there, but a great hook from Lima there, catching out the Ezreal walking forward, trying to find that kill into Casual Plebs. A little, just a tiny teensy bit of an overstay there by Casual Plebs, getting caught out and bursted. The Ezreal damage is not something to scoff at early game, especially with PTA and with that Hardbound X. He's got so much attack speed, so much AD. He just wins a lot of early trades.
That whole fight, he only had the tier because he had just got that when he picked.
You didn't even have, yeah, you didn't even have that. That was all just tier damage. So
yeah, just landing those Qs. A lot of times with Ezreal, I actually like starting Dorans because like it's a lot of those fights where people were low, maybe gets a kill, but I get wanting to do that stacking pretty quick.
I think that would be. Oh, sorry. I think that would actually been a pretty good, like, for them if you wanted to try to secure that a little extra damage. But like you said, just stacking that tier up quickly, getting the because you're just gonna be Q spamming most of the time. But we do see that Bomba Bros ends up rotating to the Drake, getting the first Drake of the game here. I don't think that they're gonna really want to try to attempt to lose their lives to contest a Cloud Drake. So that means at least we can get one of the better Drakes potentially coming up next, as Ocean Drake is the one that's going to be the second one. So we can either have Mountain, Infernal, Hextech, or Chemtech for any of the other Drakes coming up this for the overall map Soul. So let's see which one ends up happening. I would actually like to see another Hextech Drake this time around.
We see the rotations coming out, this time getting answered pretty quick. Filthy Birdman walking past mid right now.
AB doesn't know that anyone else is actually here. He might actually get ganged up on unless, yep, Vintage and Filthy Birdman are already here trying to go ahead and circumvent some of this some of the Void Grubs that are being taken right now by Casual Plebs. But KB Jelly being the first to rotate down and immediately goes in onto Shaco, but Shaco will be able to use the blink to get away, as now the as I think one Void Grub was actually taken by, oh yeah, none of them were actually taken. We're gonna actually instead get a fight. Hold on. He's hanging out here, uses the ult, goes in, but that was the clone instead. You're gonna end up losing your life as the flash is being used by Bomb Delicious. Galio ulti gonna be dropping down. Casual Plebs gonna be able to walk away as he goes invisible. HYG Smoothie trying to walk away, but KB Jelly gonna be able to take out Casual Plebs. As we see more, Fbot gonna be able to take out HYG Smoothie off in the back line. As we see more members trying to get taken down. Filthy Birdman gonna land onto the Fbot, but it's not gonna be enough as double kill goes right over to Vintage, and they're still trying to chase down more. Look like you getting it nicely done there from FF15. Nice win of a fight.
Yeah, big fight for them. Unfortunate for Smoothie, he ulted the clone, but the giant AoE that Skarner has for some reason, picking up the kill on Shaco, and then double kill for Vintage. Gets him back in this game, so that'll be nice for him since he was down a little bit in CS.
We also did see, though, Fbot ended up taking a kill in the middle of that fight, so now the Tristana is also getting its chance to accelerate. So it's definitely a nice win for the side of FF15, definitely well done, but they're also still going to be a little bit more on this back foot, as even though they're only 700 gold down, we still have to wait for the scaling to come out of Tristana for eventually Bomba Delicious to become that force that the Garen was in the last game. So we're waiting to see how well FF15 can push forward with that little bit of a lead or that little bit of a
going for round 2.
They get pretty low once he gets 2 of the grubs, though.
I mean, he's still got 2 of the grubs so far, so even if he loses just one of them, he's not really too worried about it. He gets the overall win from that objective. Casual Plebs doesn't really need to lose his life there. But hold on, HYG Smoothie is sitting there. No ult, though, so I don't think it's going to be very smart to even try to attempt to engage, especially with KB pushing up so much.
Sure, but KB definitely having a good time in this top lane, having a lot of pressure early. And I imagine it'll just get scarier as Filthy Birdman ganking mid.
Yep, and he's going to be able to land. Forces the flash out of Fbot using the EW combination, almost able to land onto that. I don't guarantee that would have been a kill on Tristana because of the damage. That's because there's not really much damage from Galio, but it definitely forced the summoner out, so now the Tristana's a little less safe.
Yep, nice little effective gank, got the summoner Wasn't really dangerous in any way, so I like it. And it was on a time when Covert was backing anyways, so good use of your time.
So 1.4k gold lead for the side of Bomba Bros at this current moment. So their max range taunt gonna land a little bit more. Bentage is really, I do like these little like trades that Bentage keeps trying to get off on the Tristana, because eventually he's gonna be able to just go in for a full combo and win it. Oh, Smoothie is here. Here's the ult, lands right onto the Lucian. Lucian gonna have to go ahead and snare, but getting land right on top of. But there's no Covert Panda here in the bot side, trying to get more damage as we see the culling come out, land so much damage onto Filthy Birdman, blocking it all off. But Covert Panda gonna be able to get the last hit onto the Blitzcrank and end up taking that kill.
Kill for Panda as well, so definitely really wanted to get it. Well played by them.
I'm really liking the play right now from FF15. They're already from, at least from what I've seen, because I jumped in, I think it was like 20 minutes into the game. They're already making some serious changes for themselves, and I think like having this Nocturne is definitely one big thing for them. It's a lot more proactive in comparison to what they were playing. Hold on, Casual Plebs is actually here, and Will Poco gonna be able to take that kill now. 2-0, hasn't died yet, and they're gonna try to give that kill to him again. Double kill going to the Lucian for the side of FF, or for the side of Bomba Bros. That's gonna be big in that bot lane.
Yep. Stayed a little too long. Casual was nice and patient, waited for that good gank opportunity. So,
And
good counterplay.
Here's the Tristana play. They're getting the blue buff and they're pushing the Nocturne off of the objective. This is kind of why we like Tristana. They finally really done something with it that's been successful, but she's still so strong sitting that PF and pickaxe. Has got some. She's going IE first, right? That's what IE is built out of now.
We got a collect. Yep, and I believe we have a collector. Yep, collector for Lucian too, who's actually 3-0 and sitting at about 23 farm up on this on the Ezreal, so it's actually pretty interesting. Not able to land the max range taunt this time from Bentage, but Edbot still able to walk away. He does not have his flash yet back up either, so it's definitely still kind of unsafe for the Tristana when the W is down. But we do have 4 members of the side of FF15 here ready for this Drake fight. Casual Plebs, you don't have to give it up if you don't want to, and instead gonna go right over the wall, and this might actually end up being the Drake giving up, as we see immediate getting stunned, suppressed, taunted, everything. Tristana gonna end up losing their life in the middle of that, trying to get to their team, but it ends up actually costing, I believe, 2 ultis or 3 ultis from the side of FF15, so I guess that's okay. This is what I was talking about before, though. FF15 is going to be the type that's looking for more picks than team fights, and so 2 to 3 ultimates is more than likely going to be used trying to pick off one person. And it's actually pretty interesting to see that type of fruition happen, but it ended up working out for them as they wanted to take out someone like Tristana. And I forgot, I think the shutdown went over to the Skarner, so that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if they needed to use all those ults right there. KB had her with the stun and his ult, but definitely smart of them just to pick up the kill, get that soul dragon kill for themselves to prevent the soul stacking.
But clearly, he is not afraid. He pushes him back with the ultimate, able to keep landing the autos. Solo Dolo coming up as Evbot ends up taking that kill in the mid lane, now advancing to 3-1.
He's got so much damage with the IE finish there, and the Galio still really doesn't have any full armor item yet. Tier 2 boots are nice, but it's not going to be enough for that Tristana bomb to really pop off and defend him from that.
He's trying to run away. But now there's 2 people right onto him. Nocturne is here, forces the flash, but no ult from Nocturne. Not going to be able to engage onto this. I think if the ult was there for the Nocturne, it would have been an immediate change. They end up knocking out Filthy Birdman, but the E able to utilize to be able to get the Rakan out of there. And there's a lot more damage coming out of Covert Panda than expected. And I think that the Lucian needs to still be a little bit more respectful of Covert Panda here. Oh, suppressed. Casual Plebs is here to attempt to help, but trying to flee away. Another suppression lands. Bomb Delicious needing to flash away, but now HYG Smoothie took 1 tower shot and they're still trying to go. Bentage is here though, and the rest of FF15 is still looking to go ahead and engage. Bentage looking for someone, and instead is just gonna stop. Hold on, the culling coming out, landing a lot of damage. If he was able to get a couple more shots, the collector probably would have ended up taking the Ezreal out right there, and it's gonna be Bentage going in. Now the ult being used, causing the darkness, going in immediately onto Clone, and that is not gonna be it. Instead, and Bombadilicious is going to end up taking out KB Jelly. The blue team is able to take out the first turret, and that's going to be even more as Bombadilicious continues to chase down Vintage. Is he going to be able to get him? No, and instead he turns the tide, goes right over to HYG Smoothie, and ends up taking his life as Capital Punch goes to go ahead and smite him, but he's going to end up blocking out Vintage, trying to get the Justice Punch onto him. Ignited, tick, smite, and boom! Casual Pledge ends up taking that kill on the Vintage, but now we see more as Filthy Birdman ends up using the ult, trying to get onto the Lucian, but Ezreal doing so much damage, and a shutdown gonna go over to the Lucian, but Cobra Panda gonna lose his life to the Blitzcrank, and is Blitzcrank gonna be able to clean up the next kill? No, not enough, and it's gonna be Lucian losing his first life, but the turrets being pushed in the mid lane, as we just saw 3 straight turrets picked up by the Tristana there. Insanity.
Yeah, Tristana left alone for a little bit, and you lose all 3 mid lane towers. A lot of really tragic fights all over the map for FF15. Smoothie once again getting tricked by the clone and ulting the clone. And then just a very close fight down that bot lane, but went the way of Bomba Bros.
I really do appreciate the spectator thing that actually shows which one it says clone on top of the clone now, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Riot, for doing something right this time with spectator. Yeah, I'm still mad at them for messing up spectator, but we do see Casual Plebs able to take out the Scuttle Crab here, but now is the rest of his team turning on to KB Jelly, and it's looking like he's gonna lose his life as he gets turned around. It's not gonna be enough as Bombadilicious ends up taking him out.
Nice hook there. Lima not throwing this game nearly hard enough to protect his points. Putting his points on the line for his team. Respectable.
Respectable indeed here, but now the Reptile going over to the side of Bomba Bros, and it's actually looking like, I just want to point something out, that game at first, it initially began like before that fight, literally we were only looking down a 1k gold lead. After that, we literally see 4 towers taken actually from the side of from FF15 by Bomber Bros, and it ends up ballooning them to a 7.3k gold lead in the span of like 3 minutes. So much happened in all of that timing, and it was just absolutely insane to see how much they just accelerated a lead off of just one big fight. And I think, unfortunately, a big macro mistake from the side of FF15, sending so many members up topside and spending so much time up there as well.
Yeah, just once Lucian and Triss got their first items, they really accelerated. Ezreal still needs to at least finish his mirror mana, if not one more item, before he's super scary.
Yep, but right now we see the culling coming out, forcing the members of FF15 off of their own bot lane turret. This is the last tier 1 turret that needs to be taken from FF15, so they're trying to really take that there. And Vintage going to be taken down to really low health, not enough to chunk him down and out, but it is enough to push them off of the Drake. And this is another FF15, this is another Bomber Bros Drake for the Mountains, going towards Mountain Soul this time.
KB should be able to pick up this top tower.
But right now, a lot of damage actually coming out from Garen here. A little bit more to help out, but it's not really going to deter Garen from continuing to fight KB Jelly here. It's looking like a wet noodle fight, but we do have a little bit more going on. We see that it's the Nocturne is slowly walking up, so he's probably going to try to ult the Garen here if he can see him. But did Bombadilicious just like assume that maybe the jungler was now there? If you're making that assumption without vision, then I'm listening.
I think you just said it was too much of a hassle, but something is up probably, and now he's
unfortunately,
well aware.
Instead of getting the solo dolo, the kill, going over to KB Jelly and a nice shutdown for 500 gold. But it's just it took 2 instead of 1 to be able to get it. So no solo dolo for him, but it just might be for Evba if he can actually make something happen. Will Poco now fighting benches in the mid side as well, chasing him down, but not gonna do anything else. Really chunked out, possibly could have lost his life to benches. I actually feel that some of these it's really funny that showing like some of the people can actually like make something happen. I don't think FF15, if they get a really good fight, they're not completely out, even though there's not really a lot of shutdowns to really be given, which is kind of scary. They need to start claiming some more of these objectives.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not out of it. I think they scale a little harder. It'll just be locking down the 2 ADCs for team fights, which they have a ton of CC to do. They just gotta pull it off when they team fight.
But not just like looking at how FF15 came back. I'm kind of looking like, how can Bomba really end this as fast as possible, right? And they've got all the tools they need. You know, you've got the split pushing Tristana. She doesn't have flash up, so if you're FF15, you want to abuse it. That's the target you're looking for. You're going on your Nocturne cooldown here. But Bombo seems to have realized something's going down on the bot side, and they're grabbing that Dragon Power or Baron Power really quickly.
It's really
All
funny
that
though because
vision.
they do have also a lot of the mid prio, especially considering that the inhib for the side of FF15 is currently exposed. So FF15 is constantly on like a teeter totter where it's like we can either leave the Baron to be potentially taken, or we can leave our inhib to be potentially taken. So it's a constant like battle
Ooh.
between the two, trying to determine which objective is more important for their team. Because then you start having, even though it could be pretty good if the inhib gets taken, due to the fact that they would have the super minions constantly pushing in, and it would at least give them some gold back in that sense. But again, it's
Someone's
still
hitting.
oh,
Feels like
casual
every time
play.
we're looking at
Tower.
Bombo, someone's hitting tower.
Someone's hitting a tower and someone's taking it, but the clone is just gonna be the one that's taking all the damage from everybody. I'm actually oh no, he comes back. He's just trying to get the clone killed so then they can at least do
Might
something
get
here.
him killed though.
But he ends up using the blink, trying to go away. Double fear. Doesn't even realize there's another. Wait, what? Whoa, wait. Why did that one not activate? That's okay. Interesting. That
Yeah.
was a very interesting one not to activate. But the culling now coming out, landing onto so many members, gonna be able to
Oh.
Will Poco able to collect the Rakan for the first kills. Casual Plebs is now sitting there playing around with the Nocturne, trying to just get around him. This is not even funny. This is actually kind of messed up.
He's
So just
playing
sit
with
here
his
and,
food.
quite literally playing with his food, and I think he has the Q up. He's gonna try to chase him down. Gonna be able to get the kill. Solo Dolo, yes sir.
Ain't
Actually,
no
no.
way.
It's gonna be Will Poco going ahead and getting the collection
Oh,
onto
the
it as the
flash.
taunt, able to take that kill, but it's gonna be a double kill instead. Vintage giving up his life to try to take that kill onto Casual Plebs is gonna end up losing his life and giving a double kill over to the Lucian. KB Jelly though able to find the target for the suppression as Bomb Delicious is now being chased down, but it's gonna be instead now him being chased back under his turret as Fbot and Bomb Delicious are now here, but Filthy Birdman now trying to land something onto him, but not able to get anything with the W. So now it's just gonna be a disengage of that fight.
Yep, we're seeing why Casual likes that Shaco, and he's very good on it. Just great at dancing around and juking people. But still no inhibs down for FF15, so don't have to worry about super minions yet.
No,
Just
but they
gonna get on.
absolutely opened up this map in the meantime. So pretty much every option is available to Bomba Bros right now. They can really choose what they want. They can go for Baron, they can go for Dragon. You know, it's only third. It's Soul Point Dragon, which is just not a real objective. So, oh, the hook onto this Galio. He's so squishy, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even though he has the Thorn Mail there, it's not really meaning too much. Eventually, the kill's gonna get taken.
Oh my.
Hold on, a lot of damage. Galio gonna be able to take out the Lucian with that, thanks to the help of the Ezreal ultimate. Nicely done to be able to get that return kill. But it's still gonna be end up the loss of life for the side. There's still gonna be some loss of life from Vintage on the side of F15, and they're able to push this Rift Herald right into the to bring down the inhib to half health. Even without the Lucian here, they do still have the Tristana, so it's still pretty scary as they do have a secondary ADC.
Ooh, KB Jelly at the meantime trying to get a little soul kill onto Bomba Delicious.
Yes, nicely
Damn.
done. KB Jelly get the solo dole up in the top side as Casual Plebs is now able to get away utilizing the blink to go over the wall, not getting trapped up by the Rakan W.
Bumper is starting up this Mountain Dragon though, so throwing themselves up for the soul in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is what they were doing last game. They kind of, and now it's showing here in this second game where at first it seemed like FF15 had a really good like leeway into the game, and now it's slowly turning in that sense. The gold lead has not really changed. It's been 7k for the last 8 minutes, but it's still, it just shows that the game either has not really progressed for either side, or just in general the fact that it's staying equalized like this makes it even more difficult for FF15 to come back in. I'm not sure if they just have to get a really good pick, and hopefully the overall pick leads to a good fight for the side of FF15. It's just too much singular CC that I'm seeing right now that's causing it to be... It's proving to be difficult and not enough AoE damage either.
Yeah, for sure. I think if they had just like one more like higher damage source, it'd be nice with all the
Right.
CC, but it's just very much all on covert, so
Like,
makes it tough on them for
I was
fights.
actually very surprised to see that I'm not sure, was Xerath banned in this game? I don't think it was. So it's actually something like Xerath and Vigor are two things. Hold on, they engage right from HYG smoothly, trying to get right onto Wheel Pogo, but not gonna be enough. As we do see the Galio jumping in, but FBot gonna be able to take out Cobra Panda in the back line, and now double kill for FBot as he's going in, trying to get more. It's gonna be the triple kill. It's gonna be the Quadra. No, Casual Plebs is gonna be able to take him out as the Quadra goes over to the Tristana as FBot ends up going into 7-1, and I think they want to just is a TP from the Tristana towards the bot lane, and they're going to be trying to push more of these super minions into the base. Are they going to just end the game here?
I think it might just be the end. Yeah, obviously you see landing there, but a really nice hook to pull Nocturne off of Lucian, and then they couldn't get onto Evbot or Wheel Poco, so they just got the free auto.
No
and
need for
like
bearing, no need for soul. They're just going straight for the end of the game, as you guys can see here. The Nexus is now being beaten down, and FF15, unfortunately, is going to end up losing this game.
Well played them. Too good for Lamber giving up his points. So, gotta watch out which team you're voting for, but.
Damn, no points. Unfortunate.
Right. 17,000, my goodness.
I'll take my little 8K. That's cool.
I am rich.
452 points, baby.
How many you have, Hailstrom?
I'm up to 126k.
You actually do have more than me now.
Almost 127k.
Alright, so it's like a competition who has the most channel points at the current moment.
Yeah, he's beating me. I'm at 99.
Thank you, Doug, again for the gifted sub. That one going to Casual Plebs. You get an extra 30 days of love from us. Make sure you say thank you, Casual. And then I believe we'll get the MVP vote up so we can see who people are feeling did the carry work. I feel like the full team was playing really well. Big shout out for me for Casual and Lima. They had a lot of control in those games, made it easy on their carries. So we'll have to see who you guys are feeling for the MVPs, and we'll see if we can get them in here for a quick interview for the post game.
Sure. Thank you, Doug. Once again,
it's hard personally to pick it between Casual Plebs and Lima. Yeah, thank you, Doug, for this subs, the gifted subs to everyone. But it's hard for me to pick in between Casual Plebs and Too Good for Lima. I feel like kind of factoring in everything, all the bot side of the map was Lima, and I feel like all the top side of the map was Plebs. Regardless of each of them kind of making their own little mistakes in the games, it happens every so often. So I can't really personally pick in between them. But I am gonna go, as one of my monitors turned off during that game from a power surge, so I'm gonna go fix that.
Sounds good. Thanks for doing the cast with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
I'll give the tiebreaker to Too Good for Lima because he abandoned his points as well for his team, so that'll put him over the edge for me.
Just that little bit. He just gave me 8K points, so I kind of have to vote for him.
Right. But the poll is up. We got 7 votes in, so get your votes in. Who you thought the carries were?
Oh man, I'm very surprised that I just jumped in and then it's like, oh yeah, it's over. Oh, okay. It's actually really funny because I kind of expected that FF15. They were going into a pretty strong team. I was kind of excited. I thought Smoothie and Kate. I thought that maybe Smoothie and Bomba Bomb Delicious would be going up against one another, and that would have been pretty interesting matchup. But it definitely was changed. Smoothie. I'm not gonna say that Smoothie was bad at jungling whatsoever. It just seems like the team oh man, there was just a lot going on, and I'm not saying that the comp was bad. It just seems like they just needed a little extra bit of damage. Bentage was starting to do a little bit, but it wasn't enough. You know, it's not like if he was like on Xerath, I would have very much preferred that. If he could because that's something I've seen him do very well on, and it's something that honestly, when people see it for some reason from Bentage, they just tilt. they see his Xerath and they tilt, and it's just like, oh. Well, let's use our mental, let's use the mental gymnastics. Let's use the tilt factor. We know that benchage on this causes people to tilt, so let's tilt them. And I'm gonna say this right now. Xerath is a pretty tilty champion. I'm sorry if you go up against this good Xerath, you're tilting. You're more than likely tilting in that game just because of getting hit by lasers, getting hit he able to do the mouse flick to land his freaking ult, the artillery shots from his ult. it's just like, yeah, I was kind of expecting that for game 2. I think they were just anticipating themselves to win game 3, and then maybe they would have brought out like a really strong team game 3 to try to really compete. But there was glimpses of what this team could have done, definitely. But it's just, what do we call it? Solo queuey. It's a little bit more solo queuey than anything else, and sometimes solo
Yeah.
queue teams
Well,
can work.
I
But
got the idea of their comps. It was just a little lacking in damage, I think.
yeah,
Uh, KB said he had fun. Yeah, it looked like you guys got to brawl it out in the top lane a fair amount, so you guys got to have your island and have a good time. But it looks like Too Good for Lima wins the vote. Let me see if he is down to jump up for the interview. And assuming he's down, we'll pull him up real quick and talk to him. Hmm. He said, "I'm always down." All right, grabbing him. Which channel are we in? Are we in casting or production?
I think we're in casting.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on your victory. Condolences that you threw your points away, but I took them
Yes.
for you. Don't worry, they're in a good home.
Thank you. I only found that out after you said something. I was very upset.
Yeah, I was looking at first. I was like, "Oh yeah, big bet for your own team." I was like, "Wait, that's not your team."
I think we was on the opposite side the other, so I just went by side.
Right. Well, how much of a game plan did you guys have going into it? Were you just kind of playing comfort, or did you kind of
Oh,
know
I
the
have
comps you
no
wanted to
clue.
play?
They pick for me all the time. I
Okay,
usually just sit here and play Dark Souls while they just do champ select.
fair.
But I usually just play Blitzcrank, so that's
Yeah, you were looking clean on it, getting a lot of really good hooks, and
mm,
starting off the team with a good early lead, at least in that
thank you.
bot lane.
Thank you. I tried to throw it that game with obviously the first Turk missing, but I couldn't. So
Did the first one miss?
yeah, it did because they
Okay.
were in bot lane. But
I just remember I saw like 3 hooks land on Ezreal level 1, and I was like, oh man, he's just not missing any. He doesn't care about his points at all.
I just typically when I play, I just aim to tick off the ADC as much as possible because I feel like
That's
that
fair.
just wins games.
True. Um, let's see. Let me open a bracket. You have any questions, Malco? I'm gonna open up the bracket to look at something.
Honestly, I think I'm pretty good. Do we? I think what we can do is, who it's looking like, who you actually, let me actually ask you this, Lima. Now that you guys have actually advanced on, I believe if we look at the bracket really
It'll
quickly,
be
who
Night Raid or Los Nomadas that you face. So you have a preference of who you're gonna end up facing next week?
Oh man, I think it's probably Night Raid. I think we've played them before. Can't remember exactly who's on it. I think shoot, who's on Night Raid again?
That's Mines and Kidbu.
I I think they would be fun to go against. I know we beat Los Nomados because we pulled out some really stupid stuff when we played against them. So
Gotcha.
it was we but we can't do that anymore since our captain gets mad at us. But
I gotcha. Well,
I think
we'll
it
we'll
was
see.
Yone.
We'll
Oh
see how the
man,
rest of the games go and see who you end up playing.
yeah, I'm excited to
Uh,
watch them.
but yeah, we'll play. Unless you have any more questions, Malco, we can let you go, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
I think I'm all set.
All
All right.
right.
Well,
Well, thank you for
congratulations
having me.
again, and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
And thank you everyone for watching. Uh, well played to Bomber Bros once again, and keep an eye out for the streams as we go through the week. Like we said, we're gonna try to get all the quarterfinal games streamed. If we don't, then don't hold it against us, but we're gonna do our best.
I love Will Poco's last comment in there. Bro picks the team that stomped us. It would be really fun to play against. He gives me a headache.
Yeah, but if he picks them, he's just showing how confident he is. And then if you're against Los Tomatas, then they just beat the team who stomped you. So doesn't that make them even scarier? You never know.
Actually, yeah. Like at that point, if they could beat the team that stomped you, wouldn't you be more? Yeah, you're right. Wouldn't you be more scared of them? I think you would rather very much go up against the team that stomped you once before. Less
Go against the
expectation.
W, but we're gonna have to see how it plays out. And thank you all for watching. We will catch you next time. Toss us your subs if you have them. You'll get your love, and we'll see you around. Have a good night.
Have a good night.